Hi, this is Team Sunrise with Anouk, Jordan, and Skylar. And for our final project, we wanted to look at the scenario in which Philz Coffee opens a store on Stanford campus. Philz focuses on customer service and does not want average waiting time in their new branch to exceed 8 minutes. They decide that they don't want to open a branch on Stanford campus if this is the case. In our project, we answered two major questions. One, given the estimated demand, is that goal feasible? And two, if they decide to open a new branch, what is the smart business decision to hire 2 or 3 baristas?
Part A is modeling demand. The first step is creating Markov chains. We did it for two scenarios, first with 2 baristas and second with 3 baristas. In building our transition matrix, we make the assumption that Stanford students will be more likely to shop at a Philz with 3 baristas because they will assume the lines will be shorter. This assumption is displayed in the highlighted portion of our transition matrix. Step 2 is analyzing equilibrium values. Equilibrium values tell us the percent of the Stanford coffee drinking population that will be Philz customers at equilibrium. You can see them on the slide. Step 3 is estimating average demand. It's also on the slide, but the two final figures we came up with is on an average day for 2 baristas, we'll have 598 customers, and for 3 baristas, there will be 912 customers. Finally, we wanted to make sure we took into account uncertainty, so we used triangular distribution and 10,000 trials on SIP math, and we came up with 597 average demand for 2 baristas and 912 average demand for 3 baristas.
Given that estimated demand, we sought to answer the question of whether or not it was feasible to keep average waiting time below 8 minutes. We created a hypothetical situation in which Philz management approaches us and says that they have decided not to open a branch on Stanford campus because they cannot keep average waiting time below 8 minutes. Their model, however, does not consider the downfall of the flaw of averages in that they just take the estimated demand per day, divide it by the number of operational hours, and get an average arrival rate per hour. As you can see on the screen, the average wait time is in fact above 8 minutes for the scenario of 2 baristas. Our dynamic queuing model, however, takes into account these fluctuations in demand.
To mitigate the flaw of averages, we ran a dynamic queuing model using the offset function. It takes into account the 6 different peak and normal hours, and based on those demands, changes the system arrival rates. Based on this, we found different average waiting times that are in fact below 8 minutes. We then ran this for 2 baristas as opposed to 3 and found that the average waiting time is longer than the 3 barista scenario.
Given our models, we decided that Philz should in fact open a branch on Stanford campus as waiting time can stay below 8 minutes in both scenarios. If Philz wants to make the smart business decision, they should employ 3 baristas.